Pixel 6?
I don't know.
Google Pixel 6 to type in the chat so you know who you are. Is that where we stopped? And
well, it was weird because it used to be anyway. Yes, it's done. Hello.
woo! Happy Tuesday! Tuesday, that's weird.
Right?
All right, we're letting them all in. You got them all in, Cece Lynn?
I think so, but if you could help me keep an eye while I do some welcome and reco, that would be great.
Yes. I still need Google Pixel 6 to tell us who they are.
Hello, Google Pixel 6. Tell us who you are.
Google text in the chat. Type in the chat so we know who you are, because I'm going to change your screen name so we know who you are. Okay.
Tuesday, terrific, tremendous, happy, fabulous Tuesday. Oh, I'm a little echoey. Are we good? We good? Yes, we're good. Okay. Welcome. We are so glad that you guys are here. Thank you for being on with us on Zoom. If you're on Zoom, thank you for watching on YouTube or watching it back. If you're there, we appreciate you. And we have got not only some excellent tidbits and nuggets, as we like to say, to share with you from our fabulous seminar 2024. We also have some July recognition, as it is New Year's Eve to August 1st, the end of our first month of this fabulous new fresh seminar year. And we've got some great recognition. So right away, if you have already put in your 225 wholesale order or more, maybe you're up to 350, halfway to that 700, would you please give us a big wave? Give us a pom-pom, give us a something. Yes, excellent. Thank you. And I know we've got several gals in the Rise unit active as well. Congratulations, ladies. And moving up, if you have already completed and are on, let's say already completed or committing to earning your beautiful pink bag, which is the flipping cutest thing I've ever seen, with your 700 wholesale or more this month, would you please put out a wave, put out an emoji, put out a pom-pom? We love it. Committed. I know Steph G's committed because she's got there it is. She's got a big goal of Queen's Quarter sales this year, and I know she wants to get on track.
Yes.
I love it. Great. Congratulations to you ladies. Starting off on the right foot. And in this month of July, it is important to invest in your business this first month so that everything else can flow and you can continue with that consistency into this brand new seminar year. And boy, did we celebrate. Didn't we celebrate, Mom?
We celebrated big. Like,
first of all,
so big.
Did everybody get to watch the live that either you weren't with us or perhaps you watched it back and were with us and saw it in person, of the fabulous November 2023 Miss Go Give on stage?
My heart was beating out of my chest.
It was so cool. It was really cool. Quite a moment in time, and you were surrounded by women just as fabulous and just as go give. And you know, even now at the national sales director level. So it's very cool to see that our influence can spread in so many different ways, and how we can appropriately, try your volume, Nan, how we can appropriately continue to spread our influence in different ways. And it was really cool to be able to be a part of that. So congrats, Mom. I think we were all crying, right?
Thank you. Thank you, Trace. Yeah, it was such a moment. One of the girls realized while we were standing there, so there was 12 voted, 11 were actually present, 2 are now nationals, and since the nationals being introduced was right before our thing, they weren't in the room with us. So there was, how many is that? 9, right? 9 would be 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 9 were in the pink lounge. We went in the pink lounge, which has fancy rugs and like shag, you know, like shag stuff, on the, what I'm talking about, fuzzy stuff on the counters, so that your products just lay in there so cute, and then all these lipsticks and mascara, all these things to touch, coffee, because I was freezing to death the whole time. And one of them said, I think it might have been my Lindsay who said, this group will never be together again like this. That 9 random to each other,
Yep.
well, sales directors, right? And then three of them are my friends, my really good friends. I mean, talk about just being surrounded by excellence. And by the way, I have to show you guys the picture of the one who won for the year, because I didn't realize who she was until, by the way, she's taking pictures of all of us back there. We were using her phone for everything. I need to remind
Nice.
you guys who she is, because I know you saw her on stage, those of you that did. But I am finding her picture that is in her group. If you would just give me one moment, I apologize. This has taken a moment. I did not think it was going to take this long. I need to remind you guys who she is, because she said she's former military. You might recall her saying that,
Mhm.
and that she actually gives money to former military now. She's involved in these different groups. Okay. Really wanted to find her photo and send you guys this, and now I can't find it. Okay.
We'll post it in Courage Nation.
Yes, geez.
Or not.
Well, it's not exactly it, but this is her. And that picture of her in the second, she actually made a photo. There it is. I knew I could find it for you guys. That's who won.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yes, we've all seen this because her story's been shared everywhere. So she's former military brass and became a sales director while she was still active duty.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who got for the year-long Go Give. I think that I'm good with that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, just spectacular, just a spectacular human being. Like just, but our point was, if you, her name is Katie Hayes, and it's Katie M. Hayes on Facebook. If you look up the story, she literally shared about being backstage and everything, and how 9 of us became besties while we were standing there for 45 minutes getting ready. And she, you guys, I need to tell you just a little bit about her because she's so fantastic. She also won, she's one of the sales directors in the Jill Davis National Area. And many of you have met Jill Davis when she came to the Heidi Gelzer retreat several years ago. And Jill Davis, just phenomenal human. And Katie was also Go Give for the Davis area the night before. And she said when she got to Dallas, 2 of her consultants backed out at the last moment and were rooming with 2 other consultants. And she took it upon herself to pay for the 2 girls that didn't show up,
Wow.
so that the 2 beauty consultants that were expecting to have a room of 4 did not have to cover that cost. So she
Wow.
had literally just done that prior to getting the Go Give award for the Davis area, and was kind of joking about, gosh, I'm so glad I got that. I literally just spent all this money. But like she was joking, but you could tell like that's just who she is,
Mm-hmm.
that she would do that.
It's awesome.
And when she got it, then I'm like, yeah, girl, you're it. You're it. And just it's an honor, and it's nerve-wracking, and it's weird, and it's scary, and it's fun. And it's like being up there for nothing else, because everything else I want to win, everything else I want to be the best, everything else I would want to be I would want to be the one of the 12. And I'm like, but that's not an award that you literally say, I hope I beat you guys. That's not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's not that. And Lindsay was like, I don't actually need it. I said, I don't either. Let's hope Lisa Howard gets it. Like,
And
we're
I
like
loved
literally
watching.
telling each other, we hope you get it. I hope you get it. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just, such a moment, such a moment. And I could hear all of you, and I heard Cece yell, that's my mom, my mom. Could hear that. And then someone's going, ow, 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 which also might have been you.
No, it was someone else. And I was like, oh, I wonder who did that.
Okay, because it's on someone else's recording, and I thought it was you, but I also know that you yelled mom. So,
Yeah.
which I told James, who was escorting me, that that's my daughter.
Oh, it
Anyone,
was
your
Whit.
daughters
Great.
here? Oh, it was Whitney.
It was Whitney.
Yay.
I was right next to her and she did it.
Okay, very good, because it sounded like Cece, and I'm like, but it couldn't be Cece, but I know the voice. So great, so great, so great. I mean, just such an honor. Truly, truly, truly an honor, a moment in time. And my girlfriend Sarah came over today for a facial and asked me how it went. And I grabbed my ribbons, which are hanging up right over there. And I said, it was so great. These are all of my achievements. But this one, I have to tell you about this one, because this one is based on my character and has nothing to do with how much I've sold or how I've led. And she's like, wow. And I said, yeah, that. So that, yes.
That.
Okay.
Love it. Yeah, it was really cool too to like watch your faces, because you could tell that everyone was genuinely excited for one another. It wouldn't have mattered what name was called. Your face, your face for her, and of course her face just, eyes closed immediately, like humbled,
Is
right?
that what she did?
I think so. Yeah, like she was like just soaking it in. Yeah.
Okay, because I couldn't see her, but I did know
Yeah.
Nathan Moore was holding her up beyond a shadow of a doubt. Nathan Moore was holding her up.
Yeah,
For sure.
she was shaky.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I could see his arm around her, and like she had this awesome like tie. This you guys can see her dress. This, I don't know,
Belt.
I have just no words. I just have no words.
We still have some catching up on sleep to do. Let's move on.
Sparkly belt on, and the ties were in the back, and the ties were shaking. And I'm like, oh, she is really shaking.
Wow.
Yeah, just yeah.
Very-
But about that, I also told Jessica Bear that I was going to be on stage. I introduced her to Cece, and I have some photos that I'll make sure I share with you guys on that. And I introduced Jessica to Cece. We were in the Cece and Bethany and I were in the ambassador thing talking to Jessica, and I introduced her to Cece. She'd already met Cece, but I introduced her and said, this is my daughter. And then said that I was honored that I would be on the Go Give stage. And she looked me in the eyes and thanked me for my leadership and my legacy, and said, that is a big deal. You can be so proud of that. And thank you for telling me that. And thank you for having that type of leadership that you are carrying on. And I'm just like, thank you, Mary Kay's granddaughter.
She has Mary Kay's spirit for sure. Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then I also told Cheryl Adkins Green, who is executive staff that you guys love. She loves us. Her her Instagram handle is Sherry Egg. And that's what I actually call her, even though Cheryl Adkins Green is her name. I call her Sherry Egg because I call her screen name, and she laughs at me because she said she grew up being Sherry. So every time I see her, we just have a mutual affection. And I said that I was going to be on stage, and her mouth dropped, and she's like, you deserve it. You deserve it, Lisa. And she said, and you already won.
Aww. That's great. That's our corporate staff. That's how cool they are.
Yes. 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 That is how cool they are. That is how cool they are. Like the more people you tell, like their mouths drop open because they're so happy for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that is a perfect segue to some thoughts that I'm going to share, and then Lisa Cadillac Mack's going to take us out. But along that line, because we have nuggets that regardless of your attendance at seminar, we want to make sure, thanks, Nan. Nan said, so proud to be your mom. For those watching the playback that can't see the comments. Yeah, so we want to make sure that you guys hear some of these really important nuggets, because we get information from the company, we get conversations with the staff members that simply don't happen anywhere else. And so I would encourage you, if you haven't joined us in Dallas yet, please start saving now. We'll certainly find some sort of cool tracking form that can help you save your cash for next year. It's going to be fabulous, and we already have the dates. So a couple of the things that I wanted to bring up is that in the leaders meeting, so it was a sales director meeting that we came together for on day one, some of our staff was explaining that Mary Kay's budget has stayed the same in terms of events, even though costs since 2020 have nearly doubled. So Mary Kay corporate staff, when we say Mary Kay, that's what we mean, right? Mary Kay, the company, their budget has stayed the same, and it's not it's to keep us entertained, it's to give us the best event and to give us the best resources and the best experience regardless of cost. A thought that I had on the way down, and then that was confirmed at this meeting, was that you guys, they don't cover anything with our registration. Do you realize how far $250 goes when you're doing an event for 5,000 people 4 times? Like, it's nominal.
Oh, not far. It doesn't, it does not go far.
Right. It doesn't go far. Like,
No.
it doesn't go far. Right. So considering the quality of the training that we get, the quality of the event that we get, the meals that we're given, like, it is an incredible value that the company doesn't really do much there. It doesn't go far. Right. So what they explained about that was, they affirmed the thought that I had, like, wow, this is so affordable. And they explained was Ryan Rogers himself, our CEO, Mary Kay's grandson, that is his commitment to us, to the sales force, because he wants us to have the best experience and keep it affordable. It is his and their investment in us. It is an investment in us. So it is something that they pay out of pocket for, because of the commitment that he has to us and to our best experience. Okay, blown away. Thank you. Make the bottom line of Mary Kay even more clear to us, right? It's about us, which made me feel so, so good. Something else to consider is that Mary Kay, and you guys know this from Nathan Moore's experience of a legal staff aide or something, right? When he first came in as in the legal department as a young man, and is now our president, is that even women like Allison Sellers, who is now one of our executives, started at the telephone ordering system. So in the 80s and 90s, when you had to call your orders in, 2000s, you had to call your orders into the company and say 3 lash love lengthening, part number 127264, right? And so that's where she started. And so they promote from within, they encourage from within, and they hire from within, which I think is so cool. So you can just feel really great about that the company is taking care of us as much as they're taking care of our staff. So that's the thoughts on the staff and how much they love us and each other, which is very cool. Another couple of just really great nuggets I wanted to share where when seminar first opened, they had the top 3 nationals share. And Diana Polanco is a force, y'all, a force. She is in your face, strong, bold leadership. And she had some really great nuggets. And one of them, y'all, is simply, you need to align your level of expectation with your level of commitment. You need to align your level of expectation with your level of commitment. If I'm not working as a Pink Cadillac sales director, then I need to check my level of commitment, because then my expectation and commitment surely are not going to be the same. Are you working as if you're already a red jacket, or are you working as if you're not? So make sure that expectation and commitment are aligned. She also said, you'll never level up if you are constantly surrounded by those that are giving up. Ugh. Yikes. So you got folks that are, I know, Tracy, I know that face, that I made that face too. So, can you evaluate your community? Can you evaluate your company, I should say, and continue to hold yourself to a high standard and continue to surround yourself with your pink bubble, because you know that the best people are there and the best people are going to believe in you and not just let you off the hook. So you can count on that from your Mary Kay family. And then, of course, Sonia Pai has added to that, showing up means more than just being physically present, right? Showing up means more than being just physically present. You can show up on this Zoom and then you can take notes and then you can have your camera on. Like, I get it. We're in different levels of life, of course. And we appreciate you guys taking the time. There's different levels of showing up. So how can you show up best and be most present in those moments that you're given the opportunity to do so? How can you be the most present at our Monday night events? How can you be the most present when you're sitting with a client and taking care of her? So being present is more than just showing up. One thing to remember too, y'all, is the I'll just say multi view of being politely, professionally persistent. When we're politely, professionally persistent, we get great results because we are following and doing things the Mary Kay way. And we're also hanging on to those folks that we know have a spark. Mayuli Rolo, other top national sales director, was invited to an event 4 times before she could actually attend and become familiar with the Mary Kay opportunity. 4 times. So who's that woman that you've invited and she couldn't come once and you never invited her again? Y'all, we got to go back. Now, do we want to kick the dead horse? No. We want to be politely, professionally persistent with those that we feel are giving the same energy back. You guys, I literally have a woman saying to me, don't give up on me, every time I text her. So I won't. I'm not counting on her. I'm going out and finding other folks while I'm doing it. And I'm making sure to be politely, professionally persistent with this one woman as well, because she's worth it. I believe she's worth it. Okay. So there is that. And then finally, I will always go back to this, y'all. Finally, twofold. When you introduce yourself to someone and you're in the context of sharing about your Mary Kay business, what do you say? Do you say, oh, I also do Mary Kay? Do you say, oh, I also have my own Mary Kay business? Do you say, oh, I'm also part of the #1 direct selling brand of skincare and color in the world? Do you not trip over your words because you practice it and you write it down, Cece? Okay. Oh, I'm also part of the #1 direct selling brand in the world of skincare and color. Hey, yeah, it's Mary Kay. Have you heard of it? People are like, you're part of the what? As sales directors, we get to say we're part of the top 2% of the #1 direct selling brand of skincare and color in the whole world. Have you heard of Mary Kay? People be like, what did you say? Get people's attention, you guys. You are worth getting people's attention. So what if you started with, oh, well, I work in healthcare and I'm also part of the #1 direct selling brand of skincare and color in the world. And people are like, what, you're part of what? And then you can tell them about your Mary Kay business, your business, not that thing you do, your Mary Kay business. Yes, that just occurred to me and made me super happy. Finally, 3 questions, particularly as we continue on through the next 3 months. Y'all, the only election you need to be worried about is if Cece is going to put her hair behind her ears and her veil up at the top of her head or in the center of her head for her wedding on October 5th. Okay, that is the only politics you need to be worried about. It's what earrings I need to decide on and if the necklace that my mother is gifting me with will match. Okay, like those are the politics I want you to get real fired up about. Okay, because you guys, again, we have to be so aware of our audience. We can be bold, we can be professional, and we can be strong in our values while being frankly neutral. We can be very clear about where we stand because of the strength our company gives us, because we live faith first, family second, career third, and because of the way we live our lives. That speaks volumes rather than resharing a meme. That's going to make half your clients not so happy. So please consider you're in a retail business. 3 questions. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? If it's only one of those things, mostly the first one, is it true? Is it helpful? And is it kind? Now I'm talking about social media, but these are 3 questions that you could ask any day for any reason under any circumstance. In conversations, maybe conversations with your other half. This is good practice. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Maybe conversations you're having with yourself. Start there. Conversations you're having with yourself. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? And National Sales Director Kim Walker shared this with us, and she was on fire teaching the sales structure class, you guys. You got to know that, again, Mom will touch on this. Our leadership is so strong, and they are so emboldened in the, the culture and the commitment that is Mary Kay, that they're going to show up strong for us. And that's super, super important. And you can count on that. So is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? And you can continue to ask those questions every day in your business for the rest of forever, even after November. Okay, I think that's all I have to share.
Okay. Did you get Rhonda back in?
Yes.
Great, because my screen disappeared while I was calmly just sitting here trying to get it back.
Great.
Thank you, Cece. All right, you guys, let's do jazz hands for Cece, because that was awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we're giving our seminar attendees a break tonight because we didn't actually ask them to speak, so we're not going to just make everyone suddenly go through their notes. But we will ask you to speak on Monday the 5th, which will be our next event, which will be virtual. Okay, so Monday the 5th, we will do that. Yes, now that we are all mind blown, great job, Cece. Yes, Ashley, mind blown. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to share a few important things with you, and I want to thank you for coming on tonight. And if you're watching on YouTube or you're going to watch the playback, thank you for making time for us. Michelle, thank you for your response today as well. So Ryan Rogers, he's the CEO, he's Mary Kay's grandson. They have a Mary Kay family reunion every year in June, and they go somewhere different. Okay. And every year they show us the picture. And this year there was well over 100 family members, and in their family photo, they all held products. And he said, even the Mary Kay family wins with skin. Mary Kay wins with skin. So he said that family and legacy has been the topic on his mind. Now, I want you to just think about that for a second. The CEO said family and legacy is on his mind. So in an environment right now where companies are collapsing, where they're selling out, where direct sales are completely abandoning their sales force and changing their how they sell their product. Can you imagine someone in a leadership position like myself, that this has been my family's income for 27 of the or 26 or so years of the last 27 or 28 years, that my company would just say, you have to go find something else to do now? And that is happening to other companies, and it is not happening to us. And specifically, to quote him, he said, the world is changing, but the Mary Kay opportunity is as relevant as ever. We are family owned, and we are not making changes to our direct selling structure. Let me say that again louder for the people in the back. We are a family owned company, and we are not making changes to our direct selling structure. Okay, that means you can all count on this business. That means we're more relevant and more exciting than ever, because the companies that are changing and are eliminating their sales force, and hey, you know what? If a Rodan and Fields and Saint consultant finds their way to this live on YouTube, which is quite possible, we'd love to have you. Are you nice? And do you like to live by the philosophies of faith first, family second, and career third? And while we don't guarantee an income, we can give you quite an incredible many streams of income that you can take advantage of in a company that is the #1 direct selling brand of facial skincare and color in the world. Now, thank you, 2 years in a row. World, 2 years in a row. World, 2 years in a row. World, 2 years in a row. The gold standard in the direct selling industry still. Okay, so you need to know that you can count on that. Now, during the leaders meeting that Cece had just mentioned, Jeff Carter, is it Jeff Carter? Mr. Carter? It is Jeff Carter, the IT guy.
It's Craig.
Craig Carter. Okay, Jeff must be someone else. Okay, Craig Carter. Thank you. I didn't think that sounded right. Reminded us that we are a beauty company and an opportunity company, not a technology company, and that they had to hire a company that would take on our 20-year-old technology with the Mary Kay In Touch website, Mary Kay In Touch, because he said all these young people out there that are in IT, they don't want to take on dinosaur projects. They don't care how amazing Mary Kay is. They don't want to take on dinosaur projects. So they had to find a company that was not only willing to take on the job, but that had the capability. Okay. Mary Kay or Craig Carter also said, thank you for being patient when you call customer service, when you're asking questions about things that are happening or orders or whatever, because he said, not only is that new for you, remember that's also new for us. So you're asking customer service a question they may have never been asked before because it's new for all of us. So to remember, it's new for all of them, and thank you for your patience. Allison Sellers, and then that other guy whose name I can't, Jeff's the other guy's name. Okay, Jeff said, supply chain challenges continue. And she said, I hate that we have to say that out loud. It was Regina who said it. Regina Pipkin said it, and Jeff. She said, we hate that we have to say that, but you also need to know that every week since March of 2020, every Friday for the last 4 years, they have met with their supply chain partners, Regina Pipkin and Jeff, whatever his name is. You'd know him when you see him. And they said, you know what? Honestly, we're sick of it and we don't want to do that anymore. We don't want that. But that's where we've been the last 4 years. And they said, we know it's frustrating and that supply chain issues are complicated and complex. It's ingredients, their availability, their quality, it's vendors, and simply the vendors having enough employees at these vendors. And they know how frustrating it is to us. And it like makes them mad. Like I have heard Jeff say this before, that this is what keeps him up at night is out of stock stuff. Like it really bothers them. And you need to know that because they're not just sitting there telling you something, blowing smoke just to sit there and make you feel better. Like you can visibly see them being uncomfortable telling us this because it frustrates them so much. So Allison said, 2 things. When they make decisions, you need to know this, that number 1, the sales force is their number 1 thought. And number 2, major changes are only made after much discussion, research, opinions, surveys with Salesforce and including national sales directors. Okay. So the lady from corporate, I don't know who she is, you guys, but she's on like all the YouTube videos and stuff. She asked the staff right then and there, what are you, her name's Kristen, what are you excited about in the future? What are you specifically? So she's asking the staff what they're excited about coming up. Candy was one of the girls' names. She said she's excited about recognizing us and that more career conferences and more career conference locations are coming. They said like 17 or something like that, locations and dates. So to please support it. And I'm like, yeah, because if you didn't make us drive 6 hours to Minnesota in the middle of winter, we would have. Okay. Allison Sellers said, what's exciting her about the future is special experiences. And she kind of did that. So she said, I can't say anything else, but okay. Regina Pipkins said, everything excites me. She said, Salesforce excites me, the staff, the company, everything, a new generation of leaders, and we are well poised. She said, that's exciting to me. Jeff Carter said, technology continues to excite him because they're going to be enhancing our personal websites in 2025. He did not say much more than that, but they did try and get it out of him, and he did say 2025. Jeff said Jeff is the supply chain guy. You see him on videos and stuff too. He said we're well positioned. Also, he's excited that we are disciplined and diligent with finances. Despite challenging and changing direct selling things, our business model is not changing. Again, I say not changing, not changing. So I was talking to Claudia Benavides. She's the head of Emerald Salesforce Development, she and her staff. And it was Cece, Mom, and I, and Terry. And we were talking to all three of them, Javier, Lydia, and Claudia. They're the head of Emerald Salesforce Development. They love us. They love our family. And I said to Claudia, I was sure of three things: Jesus, my relationship with Jesus, the love of my husband, and Mary Kay. Those three things I'm sure of and confident of and can count on. Those three things for sure. And Claudia like held her heart, and she thanked me for that and said, the sales force, they're why we have a job. We are why they have a job. They love us so much. They cannot say enough about us. And you guys, if they didn't love their jobs, you'd know. And if there was trouble trickling down from the top, you'd know. And if the company was in trouble, you'd know. Because the staff would not be that open and that kind and that awesome. And you know, when we're there for seminar, which I counted on the calendars, at least 15 days, you know, they're like all hands on deck, the entire company, all hands on deck. So James, the one who escorted me on the stage for Go Give, has been with Mary Kay as long as I have, 27 years. He's in the finance department. He started as an auditor. And 27 years ago, he was an auditor for another company who had Mary Kay as a client. And he liked the company so much that when he was auditing and working with Mary Kay as the client for his company, he said, I want to work there someday. So I'm going to watch and see if Mary Kay ever hires. I'm going to go work there. And he did. And he stayed and he loved it. And he said, oh, we love seminar. And he goes, first of all, I get to get out and see people, which is great. And I said, but we know that you give up a lot of time with your own family during seminar as well, because, you know, working 12, 14 hours a day, in some cases, they do stay at the hotel. Sometimes people go home, but otherwise, I know executive staff stays at the hotel. They don't go back and forth. And he goes, yeah, but we love it. We love celebrating here. We love being with you. You're the reason that we have our jobs. And that's exactly what Mary Kay Ash used to say to the staff. The people on the phone that are going to call you are your clients. That's the sales force. You have a job because of them. You will always be nice to them. They're not faking being nice. They're genuinely so excited to see us every time they see us. So we then we asked about, or they in the directors meeting told us about future product launches. This is what you're waiting for. This is what you're waiting for right now. Some of you care about the security of the company. Other of you just want to know that, yes, bronzers, highlighters are coming. Okay. Yeah. Bronzers and highlighters and contours. Yes, they're coming. Now, to be specific, she said, not around the corner, but just down the street. So not right around the corner, but just down the street. Getting closer to an SPF body, and said she predicts we should not have to go through another sunny season without it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Skincare, the next few years, keeping in line with what we already know about our three main lines right now, the Mary Kay line, the Miracle Set, and the Repair. Skincare that's easy to learn, easy to use, and easy to earn. Okay. Also, exciting news, MK Men getting a facelift, a literal facelift. They didn't say exactly what on that, but they did say that, okay? Also, they said to buckle up for 2025 and 2026. So, you guys, this, it's the time. Now is the time. Okay. Our company appeals to multi-generational people. It appeals to women who will not be able to retire because they can't stop working because they don't have enough money to retire on. They're possibly widowed or single or don't have pensions and what have you and have to keep working. It appeals to the boomers for flexibility. It appeals to boomers because they're taking care of their own parents. It appeals to boomers. It appeals to boomers because boomers make loyal customers. It appeals to boomers because they like flexibility. Okay, so on both ends. So Mary Kay is attractive to all the generations because of what we do as a company for our customers and for what we offer in a business opportunity. Okay, boomers like flexibility. They like it for a business. They like it to get products. They like that you come to them. I just had a woman stop by today that's 79. She used to be my client when she lived here. Her daughter, Lindsay, is one of my best clients and lives in Arizona. And Cheryl, the mother who's 79, came by today because she's staying here for a month. And she has a local consultant in Arizona who did not respond to her before she left. And it was desperate for 2 brown eyeliners. So I got her 2 brown eyeliners. And she really prefers a local consultant. I said, Cheryl, I have so many friends in your area. I actually know a sales director that doesn't even live too far from her. I said, if you prefer to get your products in person, I will refer you to someone in Arizona that lives by you. Because that's what we do. So baby boomers make loyal customers. They like to stay engaged. You know what else they're really great for? The younger generations. Because boomers are more than happy to assist you younger with wisdom, with parenting, with ideas. Okay. Gen X, we are the most self-reliant and self-sufficient, almost to a fault, may I add. We were like the ones that developed the whole work-life balance. We were the ones who kind of came up with that. I hate those words, but we did. And we value authenticity more than anything. And I think that's why filters piss me off. I just used that language. Because Gen X values authenticity and we value personal relationships, which is also why I value in person and why I would really rather be doing this with you in person. But what does that mean as a client? People trust you. A Gen Xer as a client trusts you. By the way, Gen Xers are have the most money right now. You're 55-year-olds to 60-year-olds. So that is your ideal client for skincare because we have money to spend. Okay. Millennials really love the products because they value authenticity and integrity from who they buy it from and who the company is. So they value you as the person, but they also value the company because they're very much about social and environmental issues. They also really value community. Think Cece and her 231 people invited to the wedding when we could have had 500 people invited to the wedding. Okay. Easily. We literally had to make a cutoff. Gen Z, similar to the millennials with technology, is very socially conscious and they are content creators, they're influencers, and they love online community. Do you think that is a way that we appeal to them? Okay. So the marketing plan, and we'll continue to go through all of this. But I want you to know that we have 4 generations right here represented. We have all 4 living generations represented right here on the screen. And women want what we have to offer. And the marketing plan hits at all levels, all clients, all levels. Gen Z, who right now is born in 1997 to 2012, is age 12 to 27. You guys, they're making a lot of big decisions. They're making a lot of big product and influencing decisions. Do not get mad when someone you know is 12 and you're mad that her mom didn't buy the product from you when she didn't know that you had a line for 12-year-olds. Okay? So when Cece said that you're supposed to say, I'm with the #1 direct selling brand of facial skincare and color in the world, and they say, what? And you're like, what? The key to that is when you're with people to actually literally tell them what you do, to actually say it out loud. Because some of y'all are still closet consultants, even though you want more, you're still not telling people. And you need to tell people because that's how we stay #1. You know that it's the best thing out there. You know that your face feels amazing. You know your skin feels amazing. You know your daughter's face feels amazing. You know your granddaughter's face feels amazing. You know your grandmother's and your great grandmother's and your aunts and your neighbors feels amazing. We need everybody to be using and wearing the product, right? Okay. I circled a couple more things that I need to say. Social media. 97% of Gen Z gets their shopping ideas from social media. Okay. That means they're not sitting there watching Netflix and looking at the Kohl's ads. Okay. They're not watching TV. They're literally scrolling through Instagram and TikTok. TikTok now, right now, he has, you guys, side note, I read this somewhere else, has 15% of the market share in purchases. 15%. TikTok, an app. Okay. So 97% Gen Z gets their shopping ideas from social media, 97%, which is most of it. 81% of Gen Z actually buys their new products from social media. Okay. Do you have a Facebook group? Are you on Instagram? Do you have a TikTok account? I'm not telling you have to have TikTok. If that's your jam, go for it. But are you consistently showing up? Because people are asking me my opinion on paid advertising, which Mary Kay allows you to do. People are asking me, what's my success rate been on boosting ads? How has it been working for me? And the first thing I will tell you is if you do not have a social presence already, you are boosting nothing. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 social presence times boosted ads of $10 is 0. You need a social presence already. You have to be showing up regularly already if you desire to have boosted work for you. Now, if I just told you the 12 to 24-year-olds are 81% is buying their new products online. And I don't know, we might have a website. I think we do, and an app and a Mary Kay account on TikTok and many Mary Kay accounts on Instagram. And we know that they're out there. Now, it's your 50 somethings and your 40 somethings that are mostly following you in your Facebook groups to purchase that way. But the young ones are looking elsewhere. If you desire to capture the next generation of buyers, you need to meet the next generation of buyers where they are. If you can get to them through their moms, great. But mostly, you need to get through them through them. And they're on social media. Okay? So these will be conversations that we're going to continue to have, which I really didn't even know I was going to go into it that far tonight. But it's really hitting home that if you don't show up regularly, you can't get mad when they go to the store. You can't get mad if they start a different business. You can't get mad. You can't. You can only blame yourself. Literally, you can only blame yourself. When someone doesn't buy something from me and they get it from somewhere else, I think, how could I have done that better? I always think that. By the way, don't these new suits look magnificent? This pretty in pink is pretty spectacular. Pretty spectacular. Okay. A couple of things that I circled, I did share. And then I want to love on these people. I want to love on these 15 people that went to Dallas. First of all, my Offspring sales director, Andrea, who went to Dallas. And my number one Offspring sales director, Cece Schuber, who went to Dallas with Steph G and Bethany Scott. Bravo. Way to show up. Way to be in qualification. Way to show up and show up. Y'all showed up and y'all showed up. Okay. And then I want to thank Mac Unit. And I first want to thank Terry Mack and Dan Deaver. And I have a text I'm going to read from Dan Deaver shortly. And there aren't too many husbands in too many companies that would go with their wives willingly and also be their mules, because that's what they have to do for us, is carry our stuff and all of our things, but they do it willingly and lovingly. And I want to thank my mom for, we think is her 26th seminar, 26th. Elite team leader, Dory Anderson. Rockstar Rhonda Deaver, team leader with Dan. Team leader, Maggie Fortman. And I think it's like her 20th-ish seminar. She might have said that. Maybe she can type that in there. Ashley Zelli, star team builder. Ashley Zelli, one away from team leader. Audrey Barra, first seminar, only in Mary Kay for a handful of months, killing it. Number 9 in Courage Nation, by the way, right? Number 9. Yeah. 19 for Maggie, 19 seminars. Donnie Manueli, 1 million seminars. Jenny Kiesler, 1 million seminars.
13, same as Cece.
13, same as Cece. Okay. I should have gone in some sort of order, but I didn't. Maggie, I already said the one Maggie. Maggie Sherwin, my favorite twirler. Maggie Sherwin's my favorite twirler. She was wearing an awesome dress that we talked about for a while there. Maggie Sherwin. Did I get all the rooms? Whit Diggity from Iowa, bringing the energy and a freaking blow up flamingo costume. Why wouldn't she bring a blow up flamingo costume? Okay. I did not say myself, and I do know that I'm one of our 10 consultants. So I believe I mentioned everyone, and if I didn't, please forgive me. I know there was the Marquette room and the Reds and Audrey, and Dawn was with Rise. Okay, I think that's everybody. Okay.
So too, I'm checking my picture.
Okay. Yes, I think that's everybody. Okay, and we wore blue dresses, and you guys were freaking awesome. I could just, I freaking love picking a color and then just watching how you guys pull it together. It is just so freaking beautiful. And to see the styles that you guys come up with and where you buy them and how you put them together and just how proud you stand there. It just, oh man, it was something to behold. So this is how we're closing. I'm going to read you a text from Dan Deaver, and which I do have his permission to read, by the way. And he sent this to Rhonda and Terry and myself. We have a group chat because, sometimes you have group chats with people and sometimes the 4 of us talk. And he said this. It was awesome to be part of, he sent this to me yesterday. So we all got home at 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday night, which was really Monday morning, which is why we didn't have a meeting last night. And so he sent this yesterday at 11:30 in the morning. It was awesome to be part of the Mary Kay experience the last few days. In such a questionable time in the world and our country, it is encouraging to be part of such a quality organization that holds such high standards and works so hard to encourage people to think right and work to build a future on Christian values and quality relationships. Thank you, and I feel honored to be part of your lives. So to repeat, that's a husband, not a consultant, a husband who went to Dallas for the first time. And Dan Deaver had the privilege of going to Nashville when Rhonda was a DIQ. Nashville was leadership a year ago. So he got to see the bigger picture then. But now he saw it from at the company level, from the consultant's perspective, okay? The everyone perspective. So I read that and, you know, I was like, love, 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 love. I love him. I love him so much. And Terry Mack's response was, well said, Dan. I feel the same about you guys in the company too. So then I loved my husband's response to that. And I've got these amazing pictures that I'm going to show you of Rockstar Rhonda walking into the room and hugging me. Terry was going to capture everyone walking in, but he got distracted after the Deavers walk in. I'm sure you can't imagine that. Would you just look at that? Like, these are frameable. These are my friends. These are my friends, okay? And I'm like, that's Mary Kay. Right there. He said it. In a world that people are wondering about, by the way, people have been wondering about the world for about 5,000 of the years. So if you want to see horrible stuff, I can pull up some Old Testament stuff for you if you need to see proof that the world has always been horrible and actually even worse than it is right now. I can find you some proof if you need it. Okay. All right. This is our pink world, is relationships. Our pink world is a respite that we can count on when the rest of the world is going haywire. Our company and our relationships can be relied on. Our Mary Kay's family's future is strong and tight, and our time is now. Because I need you guys to really grasp your head around this. I want you to just think your age and how old will you be in 8 years? In 8 years, how old will you be? In 8 years, how old will your kids be? In 8 years, how old will your parents be? And I'm telling you that because think 8 years ago and how fast the last 8 just went. I'm telling you this because that's how long I have before I have to retire as a national. I have to get in there though before I get out. Okay. So if you've been sitting there thinking, I'm just going to wait and see if someone else becomes a director before I do it to see if she needs me, you can't do that. Okay. We're well past that. But it's not because I need you. It's because God needs you to listen to the gift and open the gifts that he has given you. Because leadership is influence. And some of you have been with me and with Mary Kay for so long, you could teach a class better than I can. And I'm only doing it because I keep doing it. I'm wearing it because I keep doing it. I'm doing it because I keep asking. I'm doing it because I've said we're the number one direct selling brand of facial skincare and color in the world. I've said it 100 times. So I get to say it without screwing it up because I've said it 100 times. And we did a really, really awesome thing that I'm so tickled and overjoyed that of 5 days in Dallas, this was Audrey Barra's favorite thing, is a question that I asked in an exercise that we did at our unit meeting in Dallas that I'm going to ask all of you. And I want you to ask it of yourself daily. What dream do you have in your life? And how can a Mary Kay business help you accomplish that dream? Because Cece really wants to financially alleviate some concerns that CB might have. And Audrey wants to go on a vacation to Guam and take her family. And she didn't even realize how big that dream was until we asked her that question. And she said it out loud to Cece. My mom has a legacy with dogs that she wants to make sure are taken care of. And Bethany wants to leave her kids a legacy. And Bethany, you can do that. I am telling you, with everything that's going on in your world and with every fiber in my being, I am telling you, you can have that. Maggie Sherwin wants to travel the world. And I want you to picture Maggie Sherwin traveling the world, because Maggie Sherwin traveling the world, I want you to picture her twirling. Okay. She's got to go. She's got volleyball. Of course she does. She's got everything. I want you to picture Maggie Sherwin twirling when she's traveling the world. And I want you to picture obscure places like castles and like stuff like that. Okay, that's Maggie Sherwin. She wants to do that. And I believe that she can. And Maggie Fortman wants a house for Harper Grace. And Maggie was very descriptive when she described it at our star party several months ago. And Maggie realized that Harper is going suddenly in a year-ish, right? Megs is going into high school. And she can't wait anymore. Maggie, Harper can't wait anymore. I don't want Harper to wait anymore for that house. Ashley wants land far, far away. Far, far away. Whitney wants to travel with Nathan, travel the world. Think obscure with her too, because she's already done things like, where did she just come back from?
Didn't she do Spain and Portugal or something?
Portugal. I knew it wasn't Prague. Okay, Portugal. Yeah. World traveler. Rhonda also wants to travel the world with Dan, who made it very clear when he shared that he wants to retire. I believe he said in January of 2026. And he can only retire when Rhonda Rockstar gets her butt in gear to become a sales director and wear pink. And Steph wants to go to Germany for her 30th birthday. 30th? 40th. Look at, I only made you 30. Look at, I only made you 30, Steph G. Is that 2027? And I know she wants to take her mom. Dawn wants to be a better partner to Joel. And Jenny has a condo but wants a house and really wants to travel with her parents and make sure that her parents can't or won't take their wallets out so that they can pay for it. Now, I could go into way, way more details about all of them, but I just needed you to know that I heard everything you all said. And your partner's job that you had with you in Dallas is to remind you and to ask you how it's going and how close you are to starting that savings account and who's your next team member and who's your next facial and what miracle set, who did you just sell that miracle set to? And who did you just sell the brand new Mary Kay skincare line to that was 12 years old so she could go tell all of her 12-year-old friends so they could buy that skincare set? Okay. Your partner is going to keep your dreams. Your roommates are going to keep your dreams. Your sales director is going to sing them back to you and not accept excuses, because there is no time for excuses. There's only time to make your dreams come true. So I shared that one of my dreams was to have every single member of the Mac family. There's 30 of us. I think there's 30. It's 29 or 30. I got to count again. Sometimes girlfriends come and go. So sometimes I get, goofed up with how many there are. But that I wanted to take all of them to a Brewer game in the suite so they could have all the free food and all the things and not use any connections that I know that I could find, but just simply, here's the money, here's the date, here's when we're all going, we're all doing this. I want to pay for that. I want to do that for everybody. Get the suite. They get to eat the food because my father-in-law is not going to be able to travel much longer. And he is not sure that when we debut as a national area that he'd even be able to travel to Dallas. We've had conversations. But I could probably get him from the Madison area to a Brewer game for his family. So I'm thinking, what am I waiting for? I love paying for big things when these big things come up, you know, like remember those kids that graduated and then the trip that we took the kids to Mexico on when they graduated. And oh, you may have heard my daughter's getting married in 2 months and 6 days, but who's counting? Yeah. So I'm like, well, then the big thing for 2025 could be then the Brewers, because what are we waiting for? You're not getting any younger, any of you. Life doesn't suddenly get easier. And if you think for a second, it does. It doesn't get easier. You get more experience. It'll seem easier that they can start driving themselves. Yeah, then you got a whole nother set of challenges to be concerned with, let me tell you, okay? My oldest son is leaving for nearly 4 months to go across the country. He's going to Sturgis for 3 weeks, and then he's going to Kentucky, and he's not coming home in between. So Mama Mac gets very concerned when her children are out of the country or out of the state, okay? And so your challenges just get bigger. They're different. It doesn't get easier. You know what gets easier? When you have more money. That's what's easier. When you have more money, then things aren't so hard because you're not putting stress on thinking about money. You can simply think about that family and the thing that you're going to do next with them. And then when major things do come up, because major things come up, you have that business that you can count on, that you worked on for so long. I have not read any of these comments. Okay. Okay. Now, as we're closing, so you just heard me say 2 months and, 2 months and 6 days. Okay. Because, Cece's like, geez, mom knows more than I do what my wedding date is. And, yeah, mom does. And here's the thing. Now we're going to get into crunch time before the wedding. And I am thinking about my daughter's wedding. So there's 2 things I'm doing between now and October 5th. Anything having to do with my daughter's wedding that she needs me for, and making money. And those are the only 2 things that I am doing and things that are connected to that, right? The retreat, our events, everything that we have coming up. It also means I'm going to ask you to step up more because we physically are not going to be here for some things, okay? And we need the Reds to step up, and we need some of y'all to become more Reds to step up with them, because the Reds will tell you how much dang fun they're having. And by the way, you guys in that red class with that red photo that you guys took, ooh la la, there are some hot photos of you Reds. Wow. More friends, more Reds. More friends, more Reds. MAC unit, we have a goal of 20 attendees at the retreat in October, 20 from our personal unit, and 5 new red jackets. 5 new red jackets. 5 new red jackets. If you've never been in one, let's help you get to one. Let's help you get to a red jacket, because the view just keeps getting better the higher and higher you go. Okay? Okay.
Okay. Good night.
Okay. Good night. We'll post Mondays, we'll post our schedule. And Monday the 5th is the next event and it's virtual. Monday the 5th, Monday night Courage Nation team time with all recognition from July and our beauty consultants that attended seminar sharing and whatever the company's going to tell us for August also. We got 2 months to finish up this Cadillac, y'all. We're finishing up Cadillac and Cece's finishing. What are you finishing? Are you on target for going for
Equinox.
Equinox? Okay, we're doing it.